Forgive me for that. Hi, I'm Sailor Moon, and I am Sailor Jupiter. And today we're going to talk about, except for that burp, one thing that, you know, tends to, well, today we're going to talk about why we do not edit or shift our films. Now, first off, the word edit is actually a Latin borrowed word. The English word would be to shift, to clean. Now, a lot of folks on YouTube would think that everyone shifts their films, or everyone has the skill to do it, or everyone has the time to do it. Well, we're here to tell you we don't have the time or the skill to do it. Not everyone does it, but a lot of folks do. Why? Who knows? They got their grounds for it. But we don't do it. Why? Because we think our films are good the way they are. We think our films are more lifelike when they're not cleaned or shifted. You can't say a film is lifelike when you went through and you shifted the brightness, or you put or you put some or you cut some stuff out, put some stuff in, and you put some song in here, and whatever you did, you know then you actually did something that's unlifelike, because in true life things like that don't happen. Now, all the film shifting tools that we worked with were clutter, broken, didn't really do what everyone said they would do, and they weren't really that outstanding. The first one that we actually worked with back in the day was a Microsoft or a Smallsoft Filmmaker, or Smallsoft Windows Filmmaker, for anyone that knows its full name. And it's gone through a lot of name shifts over the years and shit like that. But even though it would make your film brighter, make it darker, you could input things to it. When you want to cut something out of your film, don't do it, because then we didn't know how to bring our two films back together. There was really no way to undo it except go to undo. But even then, there was no undo. And on top of that, if you did get it to do the things you wanted to do, it would take too long to fillet the film. Yeah, you're right, Sailor Moon. And then, you want to go on, Sailor Jupiter? Sure, Sailor Moon. The next one we used to work with was called ArcSoft Web Shooter Friend and ArcSoft Film Furlayer, which were really just a more watered down offshoot of the Smallsoft Windows Filmmaker. Only thing they'd seemed to be good at was, putting a beginning, middle, and end sheet to your film, making your films darker, brighter. But at the end of the day, it couldn't cut nothing out. Every time we hit the snap with the little blades, it didn't do shit. So both of them were broken. But the only thing they could do was be fast about filleting your film. One would already do it, the other one would go fast about it. But then again, they were broken. Then the last one we ever worked with was some shitty tool known as Cyberlink, or Interweb Link Strength for Might Showrunner, which was another shitty tool. This one was broken when we first got it, because all it could do is film. You couldn't do anything else with it. Now, I know there's going to be some folks out there saying, oh, what about the Apple Macintosh iFilm? What about, Sony Vegas one? Or what about the YouTube one? Or what about VLC? Or, what about, Mackie Cam, I hear about? Or Last Cut? Well, I'm sure they're all broken too. I'm sure they all don't do the shit they say they'll do either. You know? The YouTube one is even more worse than all the other ones I just talked about, because the only thing it's really good at is making things is getting yourself an end sheet to your film. That's all it's good at. It can't cut nothing out, and it can't put nothing in. And hell, it certainly can't. It truly can't make your films brighter or darker. So yeah, fuck that one. And VLC, we'll get back to that. All right, Sailor Jupiter, kind of talking short Sailor Moon, and getting back to VLC. Our VLC offshoot, all it can do is play films. It can't do anything else. You know, I know there's folks out there who say it can do everything, and there are probably some folks that went around and played around and fucked around with it, I'll say, and they got to do shit. But at the end of the day, VLC, the only thing it's really truly good at is playing films. If you want to do everything else on the list, you're asking for too much. So at the end of the day, I don't care. I don't care what film shifting tool you have. They're all clutter. They don't really work that well, or they don't work at all. And there's no law or oversight that says you got to do this shit to your film. And folks that have way too much time on their hands, they don't have to go to work, they don't have to go to learn or anything like that, and they just love to fuck around for tool, then good for you. If you're one of those folks out there that's skilled in any of these film shifting tools I just spoke of, then good for you. If you think that we should do that, forget it. Not doing it. You know? Haters out there love to bitch and whine, like to bitch and sob and scathe anyone who doesn't shift out their films, believing that everyone has to shift their films out. Well, guess what? For all you haters back in the day that once said that shifting was my friend, well, the film shifting tools are not my friend. They are friends with hang-ups and downsides. Friends that either have a hang-up with friends that really can't do shit. You know, they're not really friends. Friends that say, well, I can't really cut nothing out of your film, but I can make your film bright or dark. Oh, I can make your film bright and dark and put an end, beginning, middle, and end sheet to your film. If I cut something out, I'm gonna fuck your film up. Or a friend that says all I can do is film your film. You know, so much for those friends you speak of. But at the end of the day, if you choose to do it, it's your own business. But we choose not to. You're right, Sailor Moon. So at the end, go on, Sailor Jupiter. Sure. Alright, as Sailor Moon said, we don't shift our films out. We don't clean them. We don't do nothing. And even though we might have the small soft Windows Filmmaker, whatever they call it these days, even though there might be the YouTube one and the VLC, they are broken. They don't work well, or they don't work at all. So for any of you folks that got any of those ones to work, good for you. But we choose not to clean our films out. We choose not to shift them out. Too much work, too much time, and the tools don't fucking work at all. And before I end this film, someone says, oh, they're not strong enough. Well, I don't care how strong or how weak the film shifting tools are. They're gonna fuck up the same way. I don't care if they're free or you had to buy them. At the end of the day, they're same thing. Too hard to work, too much time, and they fuck up more times than not. And they're not really anything outstanding. Doesn't really make your film any more outstanding, does it? Alright? So if you like this film, follow us here at Sailor Moon for Life. Or watch our last film we made yesterday over here. Sailor Moon, Sailor Jupiter, see you later.